Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. It's your host, Street Urchin. Would you look at that? We've made it to over 400 subscribers. I mean, we're at like small cult numbers now, right? Speaking of bad people, I've been trying to search for an ENTP character that's genuinely good. Like an actual, well-adjusted, good person. Good person. and much like my wallet, I've come up empty. The closest I've found was Tony Stark. He obviously does a lot of good stuff. Kills the bad guys, helps his teammates, saves the world. Normal superhero stuff, right? But he drinks a lot, he lies. Even when he directed the nuke into space, I'm not entirely certain he was trying to sacrifice himself. I think he just wanted to see what was on the other side. A literal morbid curiousness. I can relate. So after hours of failing to find a Clark Kent-esque ENTP, I of course had to wonder, why? But after 2 seconds of thinking on it, some things became rather obvious. For example, I asked myself, what is good? Oh shit, good characters don't ask that question.
All you have to do is know the difference between good and bad, and root for good.
Which leads us to the first reason why you can't just easily make a good ENTP character. It's not exactly in the math. Some of you may have heard me refer to something I call the MBTI math, and how I use it. Class is in session. Let's first use a personality type that you can actually find as a good character. ENFP, the super martyr. Their special power is, of course, empathy. This allows them to have a true sense of right and wrong. Obviously, it's based on their subjective view, but generally when they make people feel good, it makes them feel good, pushing them towards, being good, I guess. As some of you know, this is a combination of extroverted intuition plus introverted feeling. So what happens when you replace the second function with introverted thinking? You don't get a martyr, you get an ass. Whether or not the ENTP conceals that fact is irrelevant. At their core, they are
bastards. Bastard-coded bastards with bastard filling.
And even ENTPs with the most buff extroverted feeling you've ever seen are going to let it slip out from time to time. This particular combination takes the perspectives of others and breaks them down into a pseudo-mathematical problem. So much so that the person themselves fades away from the equation. And the ENTP mostly perceives a squawking animal that is controlled by circumstance and a rush of chemicals to the brain. F***ing monstrous. This line of perception inevitably causes the ENTP to glare at morals and ethics, understanding that those are mostly points of view that differ from person to person. Iron Man was an arms dealer. And good people don't do that, right? Next on Holy shit, I'm evil, grasp the ENTP's mostly robotic take on humanity, and apply that to extroverted feeling. Now we've reached incubus levels of treachery. I fancy myself a writer. Would people enjoy me reading my stories on video? But with the few things I've listed, I'm sitting here thinking, how do I make you good? If an experienced ENTP wants something from you, and they're in your general vicinity for long enough, they're going to get it. They're like Hannibal from the A-Team, but instead of using their powers to help the downtrodden, they use it for free drinks and non-committal relations. I'm quite the slippery weasel. Extroverted intuition plus extroverted feeling gives the ENTP the ability to notice body language, choice of words, and interpret them through their possible meanings. Then they're squeezed into the filter of introverted thinking to find out which interpretations get them a free lunch and which ones get them slapped with the ring hand. I was quite familiar with the latter in my younger years. Then we move on to introverted sensing, but this isn't your garden variety ISFJ introverted sensing. This is the bad one. As everyone knows by now, ENTPs tend to have a, at best, disregard for traditions and routines. Most of the time it sounds something like this.
You're supposed to do this. You're supposed to do that. You're supposed to take out the trash. You're supposed to do your homework.
That's no. So just by itself, an ENTP is going to have a distaste for doing the right thing, if it's something that everyone else does, believing that someone else will probably do it anyway.
To do the right thing.
I love those moments. I like to wave at them as they pass by.
Don't get me started on remembering names and phone numbers. In every official relationship I've had, I have forgotten the person's name no less than 3 times, even after several months or years in a relationship, which is actually quite embarrassing. Imagine rolling over to your significant other after 4 years and saying, hey, how's it going? You?
What's the word I'm looking for here? Human!
I swear it's not on purpose. If anything, I use introverted sensing to remember useful tactics, or remembering factoids to win an argument. Perhaps a good ENTP would use it to remember your birthday? Oh no. Point being, I've concluded that the best you're probably going to get is either a very flawed hero or the anti-hero. It's difficult to keep them thematically consistent while being the good guy. Although I think INTPs can do a better job, stronger sense of tradition, and the weaker FE keeps them uncomfortable and agreeable in social situations. Asperger Avenger. I think for most ENTPs, you have to settle for being the lesser evil, otherwise you turn into Roger.
My people need to let our bitchiness out. Otherwise, it turns to bile and poisons us.
I don't think ENTPs are evil. I assume my evil twin would literally just be me, except they wear sunglasses all the time, and prefers drinking ales. Evil indeed. Anyways, those are some thoughts I had on ENTP heroes, or anti-heroes. If you enjoyed what you saw, the I got a dopamine hit buttons are here around there somewhere. If you feel like talking or just asking some questions, feel free to join one of the 2 Discord servers. I'm usually around, but that's all the time I've got for today's video. Have a drink this weekend from me, and I'll catch you next time. Bye!